Hey there, Carrie Clark here with SLP Solution and Speech and Language Kids, and today we're talking about the possessive S, and we're using magnetiles. You don't have to use magnetiles, I just like them. But today we're talking about the possessive S, which is when you add an apostrophe S onto a person's name to indicate that something belongs to them. So Carrie's blocks or mommy's cup. So those are possessive S words. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Most of the time, children just kind of pick this up as they're learning language, but sometimes our children with language delays need it to be broken down, and we need to help them practice it so that they can use it in conversation. So we're going to start today with 4 steps on how to break this down. So the first one is using physical objects. So like I said, sorry, it was going to be loud. These are magnetiles. You don't need to have magnetiles. You can use anything that's just an object where you have multiple pieces that you can kind of divvy up, because you do want it to be the same to start with so that they're not getting confused with what the different objects are. But then also you want to have multiple pieces to work with. So you're going to take whatever it is you have and divvy up part of it to each person. So one pile to you, one pile to the child. And then you're just going to say, whose are these? Whose tiles are these? Carrie's tiles. Whose tiles are these? Johnny's tiles. So you're going to use that possessive S to show them when we're talking about something that belongs to a person, we can add a Z on the end to say that it's theirs. Carrie's, Johnny's. And then you just ask them, whose are these? Johnny's. Whose are these? Carrie's. So you're going to model it first and have them imitate you. But ideally, after you practice, then they'll be able to answer that on their own. Once they start to get the hang of it, then you can hold up another one. Oh, here's one. Whose is this? Johnny's or Carrie's? And have them use that possessive S to basically request or to give to you. And then you guys can build fun things with them. So that's step 1, is using possessive S with the physical objects. So then step 2 is going to be using possessive S with books and pictures. So you can use any book. I have Hair Love by Matthew Cherry here today. This is a very cute book if you haven't seen this one. But you're just going to read the book like normal. But as you're reading, you're going to stop and you're going to ask questions about whose. So we might say, this is Zuri and Daddy are our characters in this book. So we might say, oh, look at this treehouse. Sorry, it's mirrored. Look at this treehouse. Whose treehouse is it? Zuri's. Zuri's treehouse. It's her treehouse, so we're going to add Z. Zuri's treehouse. Okay, so you ask questions as you're going along. Let's find one with Daddy. So here's Daddy. So we can say, whose shoes? Whose shoes? Daddy's shoes. So we can talk about that possessive S as we're asking questions about the story that we're reading. So that's step 2, who's in pictures. Step 3 then is going to be to moving to asking whose questions throughout the day. So as you're playing with the child, as you're working with the child, as you're doing anything, you can just ask whose questions, even like, whose shirt is this? It doesn't have to be necessarily relevant to what they're doing right now. We just want to give them practice answering that question throughout the day. Then step 4 is just going to be to correct that possessive S in conversation when it comes up, which will just be as you're doing other things. So you're just providing that model, reminding them that we add that sound when we're talking about something that belongs to someone, and then moving on. So those are the 4 steps. We have some great resources over on speechandlanguagekids.com for working on grammatical markers. So you can head over and get those. We also have our membership program, slpsolution.com. That's a membership for speech language pathologists, and we have a lot of grammar resources in there as well. So check those out. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you next time.